One day without pain would be awfully nice. It just doesn't seem to work out that way. But more than one person has asked me over the years, why is it that you get hurt so much? Well, I try to be careful, folks. But I've got bad knees. One knee in particular is really bad. I've broken more bones than I care to remember. Small bones, you know, like a nose, fingers, toes, ribs. I've broken a lot of ribs, mostly from falling. So, you know that when you're carrying an armload of wood and you trip over something, or you fall on some ice, or back when I had chickens, they like to get underneath your feet. Whatever's in your hand, you want to throw it away from your body, so when you fall, you're not landing on it, right? Cause more. The ground is hard enough. You don't need to fall on a block of ice, which I have done before and broke ribs, right? So, when you live a physical lifestyle, go back to 100 years ago, a whole lot more was physical work than it is now. Given the way that I live, it's very physical activity. I'm in pretty good shape for my age and my size. I'm in pretty good shape, folks. Some days I feel like my body is falling apart, and there are no days where there's no pain. There's always pain from something. So, if you ever find yourself having to live like I do, for whatever reason, a really good thing to be in. Being in shape is where it's at, folks, because if you're not in shape, you're going to get sore. When you're sore, you've got to slow down, do lighter work but you've got to still move, right? You still got to keep busy. But it slows you down, and you've got to get used to pain, because if you're used to sitting behind a desk and you move into this lifestyle, you're going to find muscles that you haven't used in years. At night, when you go to bed, you're going to probably have Charlie horses. The best thing for Charlie horses is stay hydrated, is a big one, right? Stay hydrated. Maybe buy some tonic water to keep right beside your bed. 5 big gulps usually works. I use tonic water for years. I started using what they call leg cramps, a little pill, little caplet, and I take 2 or 3 of those before I even go to bed. That kind of keeps the Charlie horses at bay, and if you do end up getting a Charlie horse, they're not as bad as if you hadn't taken them, right? So, physical work. I'm whittling down the first tier on the outer edge a little bit. I'll swing you around. There I am right there. So, these bigger pieces here, big round ones, they tend to, and this is beech. Those are good for cold, long nights. Another beech, chunky. They're pretty heavy. I'm working around those because even though it's cool it's not cold yet. So I'll move these around and I'll work in some smaller chunks. And those smaller chunks will be overnighter sticks, right? And I'm also bringing a few of these small ones in just because. So some people think they can jump right into this lifestyle without ever having lived it. Minimal skills. Someone asked me the other day, actually, do you live like the Wilderness Family? You know that there was a series of something on TV way back, even when I was quite young, called The Wilderness Family. Do you live like that? Nope. Nope. Do I have an oil lamp for my lighting? Yeah. I have to haul my water and heat it up on the stove. Yeah. Do I collect berries and anything that's edible when it's in season and either eat it fresh, put it into juice, dehydrate it? Do I do all that? Yes, I do. But I don't live, well, I guess I do live on that show. They have bears and wolves and pet raccoon and pet deer. Now, I'm not friends with the wildlife here. I think we coexist. I think there's a mutual respect. I do have a problem bear every once in a while, right? But there's mutual respect. I don't bring it in my house. I don't walk through the woods with it. It may follow me through the woods, but I don't walk with it beside me like I would a dog, right? And I don't go up and pet them. I respect their space. They respect mine for the most part, right? For the most part. So no, but people that have never lived this lifestyle and have only seen movies like Grizzly Adams, The Wilderness Family, those are good children's shows, but it's not the reality of how some of us have lived, some of us want to live, or some of us do live. I don't know. I kind of would like to see a movie where it's more reality based, where they show all the hard work, because I don't think people realize the hard work that goes into living this lifestyle. I don't think people understand how much muscle you need, how much limber your body has to be, your tolerance level. You've got to have a high pain level, because if you live alone like I do and you get hurt, you still have to find a way to do that, right? So when I fell the other day, the only thing that really hurt initially while I was still on the ground, because I went right forward, right, is both my shoulders, because I tried to catch myself, right, and my knee on the other side, on this side here. It wasn't until I realized that everything appeared to be good until I tried to get up and I heard that rib go back into place. Yes, I heard it, folks. So I know it's broke and it's way up. Sorry, guys, but it's right where the brass strap goes, right on the side. So it's very painful wearing something that's going to give me support, right? So it's cool today. It's probably in the 30s. But we're supposed to get 3 days of rain, so I'm going to stock up with as much wood as I can possibly fit in the house. I'll grab another armload of kindling, some pine cones, and it'll be light enough when it's raining and I can't do much outside, because this time of year, if you get wet, it gets dangerous because it's cold and you get hypothermia, right? Plus, if you get wet to the bone when it's this cold, it takes a long time to heat up, right? Kind of just goes right into your bones. So I have rain gear that I could wear. I do. But if I can get everything done when it's not raining, that's even better. And if it's raining so much that I just have to go outside to do what I have to, like tend to the birds or whatnot, then I'll do that. But the rest of the time will be organizing, sweeping, doing dishes, tidying up, and all of that, right? So we kind of work around the weather when we can. It's not always possible. So a lot of people just don't understand if life ended the way they knew it and they had to be forced to live like I do, the importance of knowing the skills so you can do it, having the things on hand so you can do it, having the mental capacity to do that, the stamina, the fortitude, just to get everything done, right? Because skills mean a lot, but the mindset takes a long time to get into if you find yourself having to live this way overnight, right? Do I expect something to happen? No, I don't expect something to happen where everybody's going to be brought back to 1800. I don't expect that, but it's 2024. In today's world, with everything screwed up, I wouldn't count it out either. I wouldn't count it out. There's a lot of things not right. There's a lot of things that are wrong. What's right is wrong, and what's wrong is right now. Right? So I know a lot of people that do not have skills. They rely on the stores. They depend on the gas stations being open. They depend on always having what they need at the flick of a switch, right? They wouldn't know the first thing about gathering water, filtering it, making sure it's sterilized, sanitized, so it was safe to drink. They don't know the first thing about collecting pine needles for pine needle tea to get vitamin C. Most people, they haven't, when they live that way, I call it the easy street living. They're going to come into a big shock. It's not going to hurt anyone to learn skills. It's not going to hurt anyone to be prepared. It's not going to hurt anyone to make sure you have enough food on hand. And quick and easy meals, add water, heat up, good. Bread, peanut butter and jelly, tuna, Spam, ham, canned ham, all of that will give you your proteins. Oodles and noodles, ramen noodles, I'm not a big fan of. They're right full of sodium. But when it's really cold out and I have to spend a lot of time outside, I can tell you, going in my pantry, open up one of those ramen noodle packets and put it in a pan on the stove. Really feels good. Really feels good. It's not going to sustain you for very long, but it's going to help warm you up, right? So it doesn't have to get expensive. You can get tuna fish. You can get mayo, salad dressing, Miracle Whip. I don't know. There's all kinds of mustard if you want. Canned ham, canned Spam, canned chicken, canned whatever. You just got to make sure that you have bread on it. But a lot of times I'll make tuna here and I'll just mix it up into a bowl and I'll eat it without bread. That's about half the time. So it gives me my protein. It's a quick meal. It's pretty good. And that gives me enough protein to carry on. Now, if I had that into a sandwich between two slices of wheat bread, the wheat bread would give me more carbohydrates, will help keep me warmer, right? That's something that people don't realize. If you have to spend time out in the cold, carbohydrates, spaghetti, pasta, or anything like that, even though it goes through your system faster, it burns up faster, it's going to keep you warmer, right? Warmer. So I'm not hauling my wood. I'm just too busy talking. It's 17 minutes. Hope you all are well. I've been really busy. I'm quite sore, but I got to haul my wood, and this gave me a little bit of a break putting this video out. So thank you. Y'all be good. Pay attention to what's going on. A lot of crazy out there. And if we thought it was uncertain times a few months ago, boy, oh boy, folks. I don't know where we're headed. Hopefully nowhere. But we could be headed in a very, very big wrong direction with other people making the choices for our country, right? Pretty scary, folks. Be good. Bye.